The United States Grand Prix qualifying has just wrapped up. It wasn't the most exciting of qualifying sessions, but let's recap the COTA qualifying in your too long didn't race. The opening minutes of Q1 saw Isaac Hadjar into the barrier. The crosswind completely throwing off the balance of his car, sending him for a spin and straight into the wall. So a bit of a delay in Q1 while they cleaned the racing ball up. Verstappen still struggling with a few balance issues with his car, this time on the front. Tsunoda was very close to being eliminated from Q1, but Stroll and Albon both exceeded track limits on their final laps, keeping him in. Out in Q1 was Bortoleto, Ocon, Stroll, Albon and Hadjar. But because of his collision with Ocon, Stroll will be starting last because he received a 5 grid place penalty. Now on to Q2, not much happening, but Antonelli was able to go a second and a half faster than his Q1 time, showing that the track was very quickly improving. Norris set the fastest lap, but Verstappen said, nah, I can do it better, so he did. But the other papaya was not having a good day, struggling to even put himself in the top 5. Half a second behind Verstappen's pace, and Oscar would have to go for another lap to make sure he was safe and into Q3. Hülkenberg, Colapinto and Tsunoda all unable to improve on their first Q2 lap times, and ultimately seeing them all out. Out in Q2 was Hülkenberg, Lawson, Tsunoda, Gasly and Colapinto. Q3 we had a little bit of drama, but before we get into that, Ollie Behrman earned himself consecutive Q3 appearances for the first time in his career. Clap, clap. Norris put on his new tyres and put himself on provisional pole, but Verstappen of course had something to say about it, going 0.3 faster than Norris. While Norris did hit a curb in Sector 3, that only cost him 1/10, so he still had to find another 2. Leclerc had a bit of a spin on the final corner. Hilariously though, he did keep it within track limits and still set a time. Verstappen did say the track was more difficult today, and it does show in his times. His sprint pole was 0.4 faster than his current provisional pole. Here comes the drama. Max, with a late release from the garage and a messy outlap, wasn't able to get back around for a second lap. But Norris was still 0.2 off Verstappen, whose dominance at COTA continues. Piastri again nowhere to be seen, putting himself in P6. Charles Leclerc did get a birthday gift starting on the second row in P3, Russell in P4 and Hamilton in P5. I'll see you tomorrow for the race, but for now, that's all for your United States qualifying. Too long, didn't race.